Today begins with a little bit of trepidation because it's finally time I meet the crafter. Yeah, I've never used this block before and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, but my melon farm definitely needs it. So, yeah, here we go. This could be amazing. It could also be a sweet melon mess. Either way, I reckon it's going to be fun. Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to episode 28 of Oh No, It's Not Peaceful. Yeah, today I'm going to attempt to learn how to use the crafter on my own. And I'm just going to tinker away at it and try to learn the redstone as I go. Maybe that's a bad idea, but yeah, let's find out together. Okay, so I'm just going to try to have a bit of a feel on how this crafter works. So if I put melons here, well, nothing's really happening. It's not even staying there, and I think I'm crafting them into seeds. Yeah, that's no good. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, yeah, not in there. Oh, no, that's okay. Okay, so they just went straight through. Yeah, okay, so the hopper is probably not a good idea to have here because the crafter is just losing them all by the hopper pulling them through. And yeah, so maybe I should drop the crafter down. Yeah, you're going to have a big insight into my thinking process and yeah, probably a bigger understanding that, yeah, I'm no expert in redstone. But I am definitely going to give it a go. And if I put the crafter here, so does that mean anything that I craft will then not get pulled from the hopper, but actually go straight into the chest? So, okay, so here is the melon, but no, it's not getting pulled, I guess, into the chest. What happens if what if I just put all the melons in here? Will it push them through into the chest? No, I guess it just kind of accumulates. All right, that doesn't work. Yeah, let's try something else. I think what I might do is I might actually remove these. Oops, and yeah, let's put it down here and work on it on the floor and see if we can actually make a melon. All right, so I'll pop the hopper here. I might actually even put the melons in the hopper, but first let's dig down here, and I want to put a hopper down here and see if I can actually get it to craft and then put the full melons or the melon blocks. No, it's just not doing it. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I can put oh no, but they get pulled down. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's not working. Let's try something else. Let's get rid of this hopper and see what happens. And I suspect that it's just going to be the same thing with when it's on top of the chest. Yeah, okay. So it just, I guess, would accumulate, and that would be it. All right, new tactic. Okay, so I've made a lever. I just want to pop it, yeah, crouch first, and then I can pop it on there and turn it on. Okay, so the lights are on at the back. Let's turn it off. I want to put some melons in here, and I know that they're just going to go straight through into the bottom hopper. Press to disable slot. Oh, okay, that's really cool. So I guess when you're crafting other items, you can turn these slots on and off. All right, that's good to know. Let's turn these back on. And, yep, let's click here. And, all right, I made myself some seeds. That's all right. Oh, look at that. So the arrow is red when it's on. All right, maybe let's get rid of this hopper and let's just put some melons in here and see if we can make a melon. So we know that it's currently on at the moment because of the red arrow. All right, that's the recipe for the melon block, and let's click this lever. Oh, hang on, twice. Aha, yes, we made a melon. Fantastic. All right, well, at least I have a bit of progress. Excellent. I'm going to get rid of this lever, and I want to put down a comparator and start adding a bit of redstone to it. I think it needs something like a clock just to delay it so that all the melons go into all 9 squares, similar to what I've got for the minecart system, where the minecart unloads into the hopper. Yeah, so let's build something like that. Well, let's build the exact same thing, and let's see if that actually works to delay all the melons to get into the crafter and then actually start crafting melons or start throwing out melons. Alright, so I just need to put in here my repeater. And how else does it go? I need a redstone torch here. Yeah, that's looking good. That's full. And what am I missing? It's not doing anything at the moment. Yeah, maybe I'll just remove everything. Oh, actually, it's not even on. Alright, let's put everything in here and let's see if it turns on. Well, I've got the melon recipe, but the crafter is not on, and I can see that because the red arrow is not on. What do I do? Do I put more melons in here to signify that it should be on? No, it's not on. Okay, yeah. Definitely not working. Alright, let's try something else. Okay, so I'm just going to remove all of this since it doesn't work, and I do know that it needs a signal strength of 9, so I'm thinking just to put down some redstone dust and yeah, 9 pieces and just see if that actually works. Oh. No, it's still not turning on. Okay, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know how to use this. Okay, well, I'm just going to be persistent and try something else again. Okay, now I'm not even being logical. I've just removed all the 9 redstone dust and I've just put in a whole heap of repeaters and it doesn't work. Of course it doesn't work. Alright, take, what is it, 3? Take 4? Yeah, okay, let's try something else again. So I think I was on the right track about putting down some sort of clock. Oh my goodness, I'm getting melons. That's excellent. Oh, well, I haven't got any more melons, maybe. Let's have a look. Yep, I've got to add more melons. But look, it is turning off and on, so that's a bonus. Let's put more melons in the hopper and see how we go. Excellent. All right. And yeah, we are getting seeds. Oh, that's not working. That's no good. So I need to delay the clock so that it actually fills up the slots with melon slices and then it spits out melon blocks. Okay, so how do I delay it? Well, first I need a bit more room. So yep, so I'm just going to make a lot more room and then I'm going to try to figure it out. New idea. Let's put some redstone dust here. I'll put a block here and then I'm going to put my observer clock over here and that way I can put down a lever. Let's do that. And then I can turn it on and leave it on. I'll pop some melons in here. Actually, I'm running out of melons. Alright, I'll grab this stack and I'll pop a few in there and it shouldn't craft anything as yet, I don't think. Alright, I've got my melon blocks. Let's put some in here as well. I might split them because I don't have that many. That should do. And let's see, I'll flick this lever and yes, I got a melon block. Okay, so that works. Alright, so I'm getting seeds. New idea again. Okay, so I'm going to put down I've put down an observer. I'm going to put some redstone dust down, put a block down, and then put my observers down again for my clock. And what I am thinking, I've got to put a lever down as well. Let's do that. Let's just put it here. So what I'm thinking is if I can get the observer to recognize that there's 9 blocks in there and I need 9 blocks, then actually let's remove all of this and sort of reset it, I guess. Then I'm actually hoping that once it gets full, it'll recognize that it's full, and then with the observer clock, on, it'll spit out a melon. Does that make sense? Oh, it's sort of making sense in my head, but alright, let's put some in here as well, and it's not doing anything. Oh, hang on, it's not on. Yeah, it's not on. Let's maybe flick the lever on and see if it does anything. And no, it doesn't work. I was so sure that using the crafter would actually work, and I have tried many, many ways of trying to get this crafter to work. Yeah, and yeah, the redstone lamps were really helping. I think I need a clock. Maybe that's the problem. Okay, let me put in a clock and maybe some redstone. Actually, you know what? I think I might just pop in a block and yes! Excellent. Okay, so that works, which is good. Well, that was kind of expected from all my other testing. I've got 2 melon slices there. So let me pop more melon slices in the hopper. And let's see if we can constantly make melon blocks. And yeah, oh, fuzzle bucket. Puzzle bucket. I don't even know what that is. Okay, so I feel like I'm getting closer, and I feel like using this crafter is the way to go. I'm just removing subtraction mode and enabling all of these squares. I'm going to pop in some seeds and give it a strength of 9 so that it's comparative with this crafter. Okay, so let me pop some melon slices into the hopper, and when it reaches a signal strength of 9, no! You know what? I think my made-up word of fuzzle bucket is definitely appropriate here. So I need to delay the clock because the timing is just a little bit too quick, and that's why I am producing seeds. I am thinking just to have a whole heap of repeaters here and slow down the tick speed so that the observers slow down as well. All right, let's add some observers in and let's see how fast it is. Okay, it's still quite fast. All right, let me just link it up to the crafter. And yeah, I'm going to have to slow down all of these ticks. It's too fast. And yeah, that doesn't work. I'm going to instead use a clock that I used originally from my chicken farm. It's a pretty cool clock. It's very simple. I don't need observers, but it does take up a bit of room, and it is based on a bug in Minecraft. So I know we've had quite a few updates recently, so I'm just wondering if it still works. I need to put some redstone repeaters in here to close up the loop, and then I need a redstone torch. So yeah, I'll just grab this one over here and pop it down. And basically how it works is we remove the torch and then try to quickly replace this redstone dust. And, oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, Minecraft fixed the bug. Okay, so I'm going to build a different redstone clock. This one is super easy to make, and yeah, I have not heard of any bugs associated with this one. All right, let me pop in a redstone torch, and let's close this circuit up with some redstone dust, and I just need to pop in a redstone repeater. Okay, let's slow down the tick speed because it is quite fast. And maybe one more. Yep. And let's pop in a lever. And you know what? I am thinking to maybe slow this down all the way. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Okay, well, here is the test to see if we have slowed down the ticks enough so that we don't create seeds right at the very beginning. Let's pop in some melon slices, and yeah, it looks like we have. That is success. Let's go. Okay, so all of my tests have shown me that there are several components in getting this crafter to actually work. So we do have the clock system, and we also have the hopper system where we input all our materials in order to craft our items. We also have an output system, but because I haven't connected it to a chest or anything, so I'm just disregarding that one for the moment. And yeah, lastly, we also have on the opposite end of this crafter, we also have a comparative system, which, yeah, I don't think that I got right. So because I am a half full kind of gal, I'm going to say that 2 out of 3 is not too bad, and this component needs to change. So yeah, so I got this wrong, and I will have to look up how to do it correctly. Look at this, Mr. Farmer. So yeah, I didn't get it so wrong. So I did follow a tutorial by Silent Whisperer, since Silent Whisperer does cater for Bedrock Minecrafters, and I am using Bedrock Edition. Yeah, so huge shout out to Silent Whisperer. So yeah, I had my comparators and my redstone dust in the right position, but I did not have my observers down. So there are 2 observers that are watching when the crafter fills up with a signal of 9 and compares that with the composter, which is also set to a signal of 9. So yeah, it's a very easy setup. And as you can see, I am getting constant melon blocks. And yeah, I am absolutely ecstatic. Well, my crafter has now been installed and it is working really well. So yeah, so it turns out I didn't really need the clock or anything like that to run the crafter. I just needed some observers just to check the change between the signal component of 9 from the composter or whatever item I used at a single signal of 9 to compare it with what is in my crafter. Yeah, this episode was super fun to make. I did get to play around with the crafter. It did help me understand the crafter so much more without actually first looking at a tutorial. And yeah, I am sure some of you were looking at me like, what are you doing? But it was so much fun to understand all the components of the crafter. So for those of you who have stuck through this entire video, thank you so much for joining me on my journey with the crafter. So yeah, so please stay cozy, stay creative, and yeah, I will catch you in the next one. And yeah, please consider subscribing. It really helps out the channel. Okay, bye for now.